welcome back to the channel. We've got a chicken greenhouse we built today out of those free materials that we recycled from our 3-acre greenhouse build. Now this poly, jump on the other side of this apple tree. Now this poly was from our 3-acre property 52-foot greenhouse build. We just basically set it down on top of here and cut it and cinched it down at the far end there. Now we built all of this arch in here, everything out of completely free and recycled materials. So all of the wood that we used in this whole entire build, it's not the prettiest build ever. This is their little hole here. All of this wood is recycled or just scrap pieces. Like all of these pieces we used to brace this up and to cinch down our poly and our welded wire here. All of this is free pallets. We did not spend any money on this entire build. We did initially spend money on this poly, but we didn't order the kit for the poly. We ordered that kit just for the frame, so this poly was just a bonus to us basically. It is nice and solid, but I can't see this lasting a long time, so I'm glad I'm just using it for a chicken greenhouse and not using it for my actual greenhouse. Now this little door here, the chickens have been popping in and out of it. It's perfect for the winter time. It's not too big, and I gotta seal it up a little better, but for the most part this is very solid. And you can see the little windows I got that came with the kit, so I might as well use them. We don't really need the mesh to keep bugs out, but it allows plenty of airflow and keeps from building up stagnation and all of the flies in here. We really don't have a whole lot of flies in here. The chickens are packing at the flies and stuff too. So I just use extra wood and some pallets here, and we had a roll of welded wire fencing that I ended up rolling up, and we cinched it down here. We used some of this copper tubing. Now this is super solid, super taut. That is about 1/2-inch copper tubing, and I had a struggle bending it into this shape, so I don't think that any snow is going to break that. And this is a little bit thinner, but it is nice and taut. But I just cinched all of these copper tubes down with some simple wire strap here, nothing crazy, or some metal straps. So just this little bit of scrap copper adds a lot of rigidity to the whole shell of this. This is a very solid structure. I'm not worried about the snow collapsing this. And this is basically a winter build. I'm gonna build a nice perch for our chickens to sit up there. This will be a nice compost run. They've got plenty of room. It's not as big as our little greenhouse we've got over here. It is about the same size width, same size height. It's just about a couple feet shorter. So our chickens have their own winter greenhouse, and basically for free. We spent a couple hours building this. It took us one day. I'm gonna walk around here, but I just wanted to talk a little bit about why we put it up. And basically we're just going to keep our chickens warm, and this will allow a nice transparent place for them to warm up in the winter time, because we will have good passive solar heating from the sun in here. You can basically see through this entire thing, so our chickens will be able to catch sunlight, and we will roll all this down. This front door will come down. I thought it was pretty neat to actually use the kit for what it was supposed to be used for, but I would never want to use this on a greenhouse. I would hate to have a zipper that would break very quickly. Just want to come outside the fence here and show this whole thing as a whole. It is pretty decent size. These chickens have a decent winter greenhouse here. We may set up a solar fan to keep too much buildup of gases. If we're going to be running compost, we'll probably cut a vent hole and run a fan off solar power to blow the hot air out, because in the winter this could even get up to 140 degrees, even if it's like 40 degrees outside. So if we do this right, we can achieve some good temperatures and a nice warm environment for these chickens. They already seem to be enjoying running in and out. You can see all this compost that they were running. They're kind of pulling it off of the tarp that I buried, so I got to get some stones or logs. For the most part, this thing is pretty well complete. I just have to do a few finishing touches inside. I wanted to give a good view of this entire thing. So if anybody has any extra poly laying around, you can build your chickens something nice for the winter time, so they have some fresh ground to run, and you can throw their food and compost and scraps, all that good stuff, all in here, and we can heap it up on the sides because we have some good welded wire fence against there to protect from collapsing the side out. And we've got pallets on this side for the same reason, and we'll be able to build our little roost up there so they'll be able to sit up here and catch some good sunlight in the dead of winter and still be able to warm themselves up even if it's -20, -40 outside. So I just wanted to share this little update. We did this in one afternoon here and with all recycled materials. If anybody has any questions, let me know. It's not the best work I've done. It was pretty shoddily put together, but the biggest concern when you're building something like this is making sure your arch is nice and firm, and we use that 1/2-inch copper tubing to solidify that frame. We will not have any problems. That is why we use the welded wire for our arch also over top of that copper tubing, because that welded wire is super taut, just like cattle panels, so we shouldn't have any flex when the winter hits and we get 2 feet of snow dump on top of this thing. Our chickens should have a standing greenhouse all winter. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and smash that like button. I thank everybody for watching.